We are live. We are live at 5. So we live right now. I got my boy, Long Live Zoo, Prince Zoo, Zoomania in the house. What's the password, Zoo?
King of the jungle.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. DJ.
Sockets in my pocket. Roll the credits. Let's go.
Started from the bottom. I see it with a clear eye. So I hustle.
Mama's house to Penthouse. Yeah.
All right, so we are live. We're back in the mix like pancakes and grits. I'm here with my boy Long Live Zoo. Couple things before we get into the show, because Zoo is going to be showing us how to break in the fashion industry. It's not going to be exciting because I know you got some insights on that. Don't sit there quiet. You know what it is.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I just want to say I'm grateful to be here. Man, I've been watching you guys for about 2 to 3 years now, man. I'm just grateful that I'm actually a guest on y'all guys' show. But, man, I'm just excited, man. I got a lot of insight, got a lot of gems to put out there, give y'all some major tips on how to tap into the fashion industry.
Give me a round of applause for that.
I'm trying to slide in when I can get my mic where y'all see I gotta
I don't
get
know why
there.
your shit leaning like that. Your shit hanging low.
My shit on some H-Town, South Side, 8900, 400 and Beverly. I gotta.
I'm from the north side, so I don't know about that. So look, y'all, make sure y'all like, subscribe, send this video out to everyone. Like the video. It really helps us out. Make sure you chat, interact with us in the chat, because we're going to be looking at the chat. We're going to be interacting with you. Make sure you follow Zoo on everything. All his stuff is in the description below, all the ZoomaniaBrands stuff. Make sure y'all remember, every Monday and Wednesday we do this. We live stream, and we teach you things that are going to help you create a future where you are in control. Make sure you get everything.
You can call in.
And you can call in. So later we're going to be opening up the phone lines around about 30 minutes into the show. We're going to open up the phone line, and you can call and talk to this man personally. You ever had a question about the fashion industry, he's going to talk. He's going to do it. He's going to tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all y'all who been wanting to start a clothing brand, boutique brand, any type of brand, man, I'm here to help y'all, man. Y'all just tap in with us, call in. You know, and one thing I say, no question is a dumb question. Just tap in and just ask us anything. Don't feel shy. You sure? Anything you've been curious about.
Somebody asks you a dumbass question.
Somebody call and ask you some silly shit.
You're right.
Like, did they really just ask that?
Go ask me.
Okay, you fucked up the show. Why you said that on the show?
Like, why the fuck did you just ask me?
You really called in from live and did that. Why you call?
You be like, man, that was the man. See,
Cut the phone line. Cut the phone line. Cut the phone line.
Cut that shit. Who the fuck is this? Who called?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, I want to get right into it. I've been knowing you for a long time, Zoo, so I want to get right into it. And just, let's start off by telling them the story of Zoo. How you guys started, your whole journey, what led you to be motivated to start your own clothing line, and how we got to this point right now.
Man. Whew. I could tell you a whole lot, but I'm going to just break it down to y'all, man.
a brief one.
A brief one to make a long story longer. But nah, I'm just going to break it down to y'all, man. It all started when I was in college and stuff, you know. I'm going around in school and stuff. Literally every week I bought a new snapback. Every week I bought a new snapback.
You ain't like
I remember the snapback era.
Every week I'm in college, I'm buying a new snapback.
Right.
So one day I go into my closet and I got about 50 hats. So a guy told me one day, he's like, damn, bro, you got so many hats. You might as well create your own hat. And I'm like,
You know what?
You on to something, sir.
You might be on
like,
something.
I think he might be on to something. So I'm looking around my closet. I'm like, I'm investing into all these companies. I need to invest into myself.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So,
I don't even know these people.
I don't even know these people. I'm just looking at all these different companies, and I'm like, nah, I think. And then I start seeing small little tweaks that I can change on certain hats.
So what would you say is like the biggest thing that you saw from other people's brands that you were like, I really don't like what they're doing, or I didn't really see something. I saw something that needed to be filled in the market.
Well, I just noticed like with a lot of different brands and just hats, it's just too typical and too basic. It's like two people are afraid to stand out and just do something different. You know, just put their own little flavor into it, add their own little dab to
The
it.
sauce.
Their own little sauce. It's
I
like,
used to hit that shit, D.
I can't hit it. I gotta know that's coming. We gotta
we gotta put that on the board.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta schedule a sit down to actually get that one. Remember how hard it actually was?
Yeah.
I wish we knew we was gonna
Play
talk
that
about
clip
that. We
one
got
day.
that. We got that clip. I can't hit that off the. See, I felt me. I was already about to crack.
One time for Zoo.
I'm trying.
Okay, it ain't gonna happen.
See, you hear it? My voice, I can hear it already rumbling like.
Yeah.
So I gotta have like some. Let me hit that water.
Yeah, for sure. We'll come back to it. Now,
Maybe,
yeah.
let's
So
see.
Zoo, you didn't see anything in the market. So
I
then,
didn't see anything in the market, so I'm just like, man, you know what? I'm gonna just start adding my own little tweaks. So I started meeting up with different friends, mutual friends. So we came across a good friend of mine. I'm not gonna mention his name, but we just decided we're gonna start a company together. And then one thing led to another. We dropped this hat, our first hat. I never forget. This was like in 2015. The first
make it
week.
sound like it was forever ago.
it felt like
2015.
It felt like forever ago.
That's back in the day now.
Yeah, it is.
But I was
Kinda,
I was still in college at this time. We dropped our first hat together.
I remember this
First week I dropped the hat. I sold 80 hats 1 week alone. 80 hats 1 week alone. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. I said, what is going on? How did I sell all this? But I just say that to say it's just like you don't really know what you can accomplish and what's gonna happen until you really take that leap.
Yeah, for sure.
I think about how much selling you was already doing when you was wearing all those hatbacks prior to you selling your own, right? So like the fact that you put out something that you was already doing, people bought it from you. They really bought you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because you really was a walking. You was like at the time you probably had so many. You probably never was without one. I remember back then they had songs like Snapbacks and Tattoos, Snapbacks and Tattoos,
Really?
Snapbacks and Tattoos, cause somebody cash, all of that. It was like a thing. But you had to like Snapbacks was the play.
That's when Wiz was hot. That's
Right.
when Tiger. That's when they first brought it out. They brought the snapbacks back. First it was the fitty caps. Everybody was wearing the fitty caps, and then Tiger and they brought back the snapbacks.
Right.
And when they brought back the snapbacks, and everybody.
It brings up an interesting point though, and this is something I definitely wanted to ask you when you before you came on the show. Was so with clothing brands, I see a lot of times that you could go make something that looks nice, but it's almost like clothing brands that they have this energy behind them, right? And I think that's something that I thought was remarkable about you since the first time you ever sold a hat, right? The first time you ever sold a hat, it wasn't a situation where people wasn't fucking with you. They was like, I like Zoo. I'm about to purchase stuff from him. So I guess what do you think really makes it where you can create that mass movement behind your clothes? Because I feel like Zoomania is more than just, oh, well, I'm putting on a shirt and it's cool. It's a movement behind it.
Yeah, I just realized it wasn't even just the products. It's the energy. Everything that I get into, I put my heart into. It don't matter what it is. I'm going to go full-fledged. I'm going to jump straight off the porch. Even if I fall, I'm going hard. And people can just see that energy. People can just see you really taking something serious and really giving your all into something.
Because winners know a winner. And like you want to be around it. So the quickest way to be around it is pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be where that winning energy at. And you hit it on the money.
Yeah. So we got a question here already. And remember, Valencia, you can call in later, too, if you want to talk to Zoo directly. But I think this is something that we can even tap on, right? You said, did you tap into a specific crowd when you first put out the hats? I think that's actually a very good question because a lot of times, and we could talk about this more as far as just some practical stuff, because I always like to have some practical stuff on the show. We're going to get into very practical stuff here. I'm asking some questions to get very practical. But did you think about, say, for example, I want an urban market or I want like an upscale market, or did you go for more of a vibe when you first tapped in?
I really went for more of a vibe because I didn't really even understand everything on the business side. I didn't know what my target audience was. I really would just, I was just doing shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know
Best
what
thing to do.
That's where you got to start. You just got to do shit. and learn as you go. But I was just doing shit. And the more I actually started getting to it, I started to see what was my audience, what was the people that really wanted to buy, what type of actual product I was putting out there, and what was the people that I was going to be pulling in.
Wasn't hood niggas.
Yeah, it started off hood niggas because,
You know.
Yeah,
tomato.
Yeah, we love them too. But nah, for sure. I think that's I just wanted to bring it up because I think that's an interesting point that a lot of people ask. And when it comes to clothing brands, there's so much trying to create that vibe, that energy, right? Because I feel like you can pivot because there's so many people who they'll get into the game and they can create one type of clothing, then later on they move to say suits or brands and things of that nature. But people followed them through the entire thing because they felt like that vibe was good. Yeah. So I always ask people who come on.
That's key.
Nah, but I always ask people who come on this, Zoo. And I want to ask you this, because I've known you for a long time. If you're starting a clothing brand from scratch today, like if you say, because now you know everything that you know all the things that you've went through, all the ups, downs, and failures, what would you tell somebody that's like, I'm about to start my clothing brand right now today? What would be like your first steps or your first action steps in order to get started?
The main thing I would say for anybody who's starting a clothing brand today, the name of the game is sacrifice. That's the name of the game. When you first start a clothing brand, one thing you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice time, effort? I had to give up a lot. Even when I first started, never get into the fashion industry and think that you're going to profit as soon as you get into it. Main thing that you just need to figure out is, what am I doing it for?
I think that's solid advice all the way around.
Never look for validation. You know, I also do one-on-one mentoring, and I talk to a couple of my clients, and they be like, hey, bro, what do you think? I want to start a T-shirt brand. How you think? And I just basically say, don't look for validation. It's like, don't look for validation. If you want to do something, go for it. And it's nothing that's going to be perfect.
I think that's one of the problems with a lot of people today, though. Don't you think? Like, a lot of people are so stuck on trying to be great when they first come out the gate, and they're so worried about, man, my mom or my dad or my friends think this shit is lame, that they don't ever really tap into the creativity that they could really bring into the world. And I think that's the big thing with you, right? Just understanding that process of going from consumer to being a creator. Because most people are consumers of different industries, right? We're consumers of clothing. We're consumer of foods. But when you switch, there's something different that goes off in your mind. And you can't really think about validation because now you're the person who's putting out the trend, the style, and stuff like that.
And like I tell everybody, creativity is a contact sport.
Yes.
Do not get your ass in the field if you're not ready. Because shit gonna get real. It's honestly just being creative and really just getting into a fashion. That's a gift alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Because one thing I realized throughout the years, fashion consistently shift. And you got to go with each wave. It's just like a rapper. It's like the more the rap industry change, one person that's good at doing it too is Drake. It's like he know right before it's finna shift. Like, I know when it's finna shift. The same thing with fashion. You got to know when it's finna shift. And at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what am I really doing it for? Yeah. It got to be more than just the clothes. It got to be more than just the products.
So is that
you got to love it.
You in the beginning? Like, is that kind of what your motive or your inspiration was in the beginning when you first started?
Well, my biggest motivation was my brother. For y'all who don't know him, his name was Xavier Zoo Glover. That's basically where Zoo come from. And he died like in 2016 and just going through that. I was like in college, turning up, having a good time, but I didn't really have a purpose. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm over here having all this fun. I want to do something that I can leave a legacy, something that I can make my brother proud. And that's when I just start getting a pen and pad. And that's exactly where Zoomania came from. I never forget. I was at work. I just dropped out of college. This was like in 2016.
Shout out to the college dropouts.
Yeah, shout out to
Excuse me, yeah.
So I'm writing
DJ graduated.
I'm writing in my pen pad.
Stupid me.
I'm writing in my pen pad. I'm at work. So then a friend of mine walks by. I got about 1,000 names. For anybody who wants to start a brand, get a journal. I want whoever finna start a brand, get a journal.
Take these notes.
write out 1,000 names. You're not gonna come up with a name like that. I said probably about 200 to 300 names in here. So a friend of mine walked by. I said, "Hey, bro, what do you think about these names? I got Zoo this, Zoo that, Zoo this. I'm just naming all tons of names." I said, "What should I call my brand?" I said, "I got Zoo. I'm just trying to find an extra part." He said, "Call it Zoomania." And then it was just like a bell was in my head. Like, yeah, that's it. Zoomania. And then after that, one thing led to another. Then everything just started taking off. It just felt right. Yeah, you'll know because it just feel right. Like, yeah, this is the name.
As you hear it, that's the creativity part in you. Like that creativity juice hit. Like you hit it right on the money. You're like, oh yeah, that's it.
And you know, a lot of people mistake that and think that creativity is something that you can't really work at, right? I think that's something you can definitely evolve. But I will say, what are some of the early struggles that you found dealing with, right? Was it like friends? Was it family? Was it business partners? What are some of the things that when you started off that really formed as hurdles for you?
The biggest thing that I learned and that I was struggling with, I was too focused on looking for support from family members and friends. And I was down. I'm like, man, why my so-called friends at the time, why they not supporting me? Man, why my family not supporting me? And you know that would really bother somebody for somebody who really just starting, because it's like, oh, they don't believe in me. And that's the way some people might take it. You know,
that right there, I think is the biggest thing, though. And I want to say this, right? And I've told people this all the time. So many people come to me and be like, you know, my friends, my family, they don't believe in me. But I always say, and I'm a little bit different, why should they believe in you? Right. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing something that nobody in your family's ever done, we've never seen anybody be successful, you shouldn't even take that personal if they don't believe in you.
Right.
Like,
someone's like, show me.
It's like, if you show them, of course they're going to be like, I always knew you could do it. It's just that they have their own fears. And I think when you're starting off with anything, whether it's a clothing brand, business, entrepreneurship, you have to not let their fears become your fears. Mm-hmm. Because just realize you're doing something that has never been done before. So if you do that, what's going to happen is people are going to automatically be like, well, you know, you might be another person just talking.
Exactly. Now that you say that, let me tell y'all this story. I remember I was at work one time. And when I was at work with this guy, I was so excited. This right before I finna start my brand. I'm talking to him at work. I was like, man, I finally know what I want to do with my life. I'm finna start a clothing brand, man. I already got this. I got this. I just paid for this. Man, this is no lie. This dude looked at me. He said, clothing brand? Ha, ha, ha. You'll be here for another 40 years.
That's crazy.
Hey.
You know why he said that, though? Because the first sentence, I know it. I know exactly what I want to do in my life. If he ain't know, he probably was just about to be the super defensive. He probably was. But nah, that makes sense, though, because I'm thinking about, like, your close family members and things like that. If, like P said, if nothing has happened of this sort, how the hell do you even expect us to, like, that's why I like Big Texas, right? Big Texas energy. Like, it was the whole Texas vibe is about like the show me state. It's like, show me. You know what I'm saying? Show me what it's about. Like, you know, you can, like, it's like, just show me. Yeah. So like, you pull up on your friends, you pull up on your family, and then you show them, and then you tell them. That's why I show and tell.
Yeah, I don't take none of it personal.
You're right. You're right. You could tell somebody you're going to Mars, but they're not gonna believe you till they see your ass up there on that spaceship.
Until you send them that picture.
Yeah, be like, hey.
But that's this why me. That's why I think, because so many people
on Mars.
You gotta think, like, the most successful people in the world, they like the 1% of people who become successful, right? So if you coming from the bottom and you tell somebody, man, I'm about to be successful like this, and everybody gonna be wearing my clothes, of course somebody gonna look at you like, man, that shit ain't gonna happen. It's just the fact that it's just human nature for us to be skeptical. Right. But I think a lot more people, if they understood, or if they wasn't so entitled to feel like people were supposed to believe in them, they would do a lot better and just say, okay, I'm just about to take the action. And then, then mama will believe in me, because she's going to be like, well, son, you actually went out there and did it. I tell y'all this. I remember, because I love my mama to death, but I knew she was concerned when I dropped out of college.
As any mother would be.
It was when you was living over there in that, where we first did Mom's House to Penthouse, season 2. Remember the house?
On East.
And we did season 2. And I remember she came over there for some reason, dropped some off. She dropped off like cookies for everybody. And I was talking to her, and I never heard my mom talk like this. She said, it's just your time. So everybody can see it's just your time. And it was just a weird situation that my mom had said that because she was one of the most verbal and most concerned about me taking that plunge out of school. And I told her, I said, I'm not tripping. I'm not mad. I don't take it personal because I understood that at the time. My uncle dropped out of college.
Right.
He didn't do anything with his life. I love him. He was a smart person, stuff like that. He was an amazing person. Big part of why I have a lot of the traits I have today, but he didn't achieve everything he could have done professionally.
Yeah.
Let me say that. So I could understand those concerns.
Right.
Those concerns in her mind was like, are you going to just repeat that? So I feel like when people see these things, we also have to be conscious about where they're coming from, why they don't believe. It's not always the fact that they just haters. It's the fact that they really care about you.
And they just need to make sense all across the board in everybody's mind. That's what I be thinking about a lot. Like just to the people around.
And then you got to look at, too, some people try to rub their self-doubts on you.
Yeah.
Some people feel like, okay, I can't accomplish that, so he can't accomplish that.
Like Pete just said, a lot of people don't understand that's human nature.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of our go-to natural emotion. Like when somebody comes to us with something that we're unaware of, if we're not aware of this, majority of us, depending on like how you grew up, like, cause that's how we used to play around and shit like that. We would down a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Just because.
Because
like
we ourselves could do it.
Right. Like it's just foreign. Like, come on with that old extra shit. You ain't going on with all that.
I'll tell you a funny example.
Right.
It's like when dudes used to holler at girls, right?
Yeah.
It's like if she didn't holler at one dude, she'd be like, you ain't going to be able to get her.
Right.
It's just because he felt like, that was his limitation. So he'll be mad if you came over there and got her.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's the same thing in life. That's not specific to entrepreneurship or business or anything like that. It's just how people are. When we can't
It's
see
human
it for
nature. That's
ourselves,
why you just shouldn't get mad at that.
Oh, yeah. And even when a guy told me that,
Rappy.
I don't even think he meant any harm, like you said. But sometimes...
Man, you know how many people say they want to start a clothing brand?
That's why I stopped talking to people about shit, because people are like, even myself. That's why I tell people you shouldn't, like, because we all are filled with auto responses from the past.
Yes.
So
100%.
like it's like if you talk to certain people, you just see it. It's like people just start auto responding to you, and then like, Lord forbid they not aware of it. You could be
y'all know what he mean when he say auto responses too. You ever got in an elevator with somebody be like, "Hey, how you do?" You could be like, "Blah blah blah blah." They'll be like, "You too."
You too.
Because they respond to just that's what they know because you ain't even break them out. I remember just telling people sometimes I get in the elevator, they'll be like, "How you doing?" Amazing. They'll be like, "Oh."
Right.
It's like they shocked. It's like somebody just woke them up out their sleep. So like you said, a lot of that's just autopilot responses.
Yeah.
Right.
Even like we said that, a lot of people probably started clothing brands, this and that. But one thing you got to ask yourself, if I'm doing a clothing line or if I'm doing a brand. Yeah. If you're doing a brand, you're not selling a product. You're selling emotion. Yeah. How do people feel when they buy your product? How do people feel when they go to your page? When you put your stuff out, is it motivating them and make them want to go to that extra level? Do it spark their mind?
I like how you put that.
Man, that's true, man. Make sure y'all like the video for that. Make sure y'all like the video and share that because he just dropped one of the most major parts of all this.
For real.
This is the stuff that we talk about all the time that people don't know because everybody is going to come to you and say, ooh, I need to get a good logo. And Zoo does logos, by the way. Oh, but everybody talks about, I want a good logo, but nobody talks about what's the feel. We always talk about this. If you got that feeling behind something, people just want to be there.
Fuck about the logo.
That's what I'm
saying.
The logo. The logo could be okay.
I wish everybody watching this knew Dan Pena.
Yeah.
Fuck a logo. Fuck about your logo.
Yeah, because people think, see, and this is a huge thing. I've always talked about this, and I want to get your perspective on this, Zoo. I've always talked about that. People be like, man, I want to start my business. They think they're going to get their LLC. They're going to get all this. Not saying you shouldn't get all this stuff. You definitely should get it. That's protecting yourself. I get it. But there's almost this other business that's taking place. It's almost like you can't put your hands on it, right? It's the intangible part of business. Mm-hmm. Like, when you say a vision statement, it gives them like, when somebody puts your clothes on, it feels something about, they feel something about themselves.
The emotion.
A great book that talked about this is Start With Why. And Start With Why, you already know how to do it.
Book dick.
When Start With Why, though, they talked about that at the lowest level, everybody knows what they do. So you sell clothes, for right? That would be diminishing what you do, in my opinion, though. They said better businesses know how you do it. That's processes, systems, how you deliver it, how well you lay things out. But they said the best businesses know why they do it. And that's why people show up, because your business doesn't say something about you. It says something about them. And I think that's most important when you talk about a clothing.
Oh, yeah, because at the end of the day, your brand is supposed to be bigger than you. You got to find out, how are you serving the people around you through your company? Are you making people's life better? Are you giving people game on how can they start their actual company? There's a couple of friends, and this was really, I was so grateful. I had a friend of mine, which was the woman, we worked together in the same construction company. She called me probably like a month ago, and she was like, oh my gosh, I owe you the world. You the first person that motivated me to start my tax company, and I'm making over 6 figures a year. And just hearing that right there, it really did something to me, because it showed me that my actual brand is bigger than just what I'm selling.
Right. Like, come on now.
It's actually moving people to action.
That person probably has a family. That family probably eating off that tax money, and everybody eating, and everybody full, everybody happy, and it creates more good feelings. They got friends that probably come to their house that get to play with the toys from the good money that's being made just off of a conversation that you had. They friends probably get to come over and see that there's a friend with a mom and a family. Who knows? I'm just hypothetical.
Yeah.
You can go on and on about this good feeling and this thing that's getting created. That's why when you hit the sweet spot. Talking about like brands, like if you doing a clothing line, I think it's a big difference, and a lot of people don't talk about it. If you selling a line of clothes, that's more so of a product. You can take that line, sell it to Walgreens. You can take that line, sell it to Target. Take that line, put it inside of another salon. Take that same line and sell it wholesale. Take that same, a brand though, like Zoo just said, that's more so of like, man, everything around it is just supported by the emotion that was created behind the entity that was, like the people in it. So like if it's a person or a group of people, it's all about the morals and values that those people hold.
Oh, yeah.
And people buying it.
I never forget, man, you had a conversation a while back, and we were just talking, and you was like, man, it don't matter about the product. If you get a Cleveland jersey right now and you take LeBron James off that motherfucker, ain't nobody going to buy that jersey no more.
It's not worth as much right now at that point. You know, the stake ain't as high. It ain't the same energy ain't in it no more. Shit. I think we all know, shit, it was this much, but now it ain't.
So what do you think creates that energy then?
Morals, values, how you handle yourself. People are watching while you're not looking. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people that are even watching and coming to conclusions, I don't think a lot of people even aware that that's what they're doing to the people around them. Like, we watching it and we all like, so I think like the way you carry yourself in all of it, like the famous saying, how he do anything is how he do everything.
We need to put that on the board too.
You know what I mean?
I think that's one thing that's remarkable, because when I met Zoo, I'll tell you, one of the most genuine people I've ever met, right? And I think that comes through in the way, I don't care if it's birthday parties, I don't care if it's events, he always showing up for people. Like you did the charity event, the first annual charity, which turned out amazing, right? And just the way you even handled that. Like you got the programs, like for example, if you want to talk about these too, like, you got the stuff where you do free logos for kids and stuff like that. Those things say something about your character, and those things just get embedded into the overall energy of your brand. We're talking about something a little bit different here, right? Something a little bit more powerful than just you gonna put your tagline under there. It's like you putting a certain energy into the brand.
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm so grateful, because I know where I'm starting, but I know where I'm trying to get to, and just for people to see the overall vision, that's what I'm grateful for. That it's coming to a point where people are starting to see that the brand is bigger than me.
Yeah,
it's bigger than me. Just like with my actual nonprofit, how we going and basically supplying the tools and resources for young entrepreneurs. I never forget when I was a kid, I'm out there mowing grass. I'm at that time I didn't even know what entrepreneurship was. I just call it hustling. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm hustling. I'm making some money. And just being so young and just if I had somebody just to invest into me at that age, man, I can only imagine what I accomplished within being 10, 11 years old. So I'm just really grateful for my nonprofit and just really just to seek into the next generation because that's what it's about.
It's so important because I heard this great quote one time. It was like every internal voice used to be an external voice. And I think a lot of people don't understand the encouragement when you're young, that could lead to literally millions of dollars. I remember it was an influencer, he said one time he was in a marketing meeting and he was asked, they were asking him, you know, what's my return on investment on social media? And he told them, what's the ROI on your mom? And the lady was like, oh, what does that mean, right? And the basic thing he was saying was if your mother raised you, helped you have confidence, or your parents raised you in a way that helped you have confidence, we don't know what that contributes to in the world. We don't know how much money or dollars that makes because you went into the meeting, you were confident to ask the person, yeah, I need that much for this, or you were just confident enough to actually pursue your dreams versus somebody who was told all their life, well, you ain't shit, you can't do it, stuff like that.
Exactly. Now that you say that too, it brought something to my attention. I was reading a book, Phil Knight. It basically talking about how he discovered Nike. This man went all the way to China.
Yeah.
Created a fake, listen to this, he created a fake name, Blue Ribbon Sports. And just how you were saying, he went into the meeting nervous. He didn't even know what he was going to say. Yeah. He created a fake meeting call. It was like, hey, it's Blue Ribbon Sports Company. I think he was like 22, 23 at this time. Yeah, I want to meet with the owner and talk about getting some transferred to America. So he just went in there nervous. He didn't know what he was going to do. He just got a ticket, went over there, and he just made up some shit. And like you said, shit, he just had to have that confidence.
Man, I'm telling you, it's important. And as I get older, I realize how much it plays a role in the success of many people. We coach people all the time, and the biggest thing I find between the people who are the most successful has nothing to do with their skills. I don't know how to even drive this home to people because people will look at what you do and say, well, you know how to design graphics, not knowing that you really taught yourself graphics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? And I think that's the mindset that I try to get people to understand, right? It's the intangible skills because, like, that's something we talk about all the time. You taught yourself graphic design. You get what I'm saying?
It's crazy how I taught myself because I got tired of waiting on different graphic designers to send me my logos and send me my T-shirt designs.
They be bullshitting in that graphic design.
I'm waiting 2-3 weeks for my T-shirt design to get back to me. I'm about to launch a product in a week and a half.
Yeah.
My actual T-shirt design ain't even got back to me. I say, you know what? I'm finna try to learn this shit myself. Started to get more into it, start figuring it out, start playing with it. After that, I created a whole different company just by what I learned of me not waiting on somebody else to do the shit. I say that to say is, if you got to do everything on your own in the beginning, then shit, just figure it out. And then as your brand grow and as you grow, then pull people in. Don't be trying to look for people to do this, and you don't have the money. It's like, oh, man, just figure it out. You can YouTube anything. It don't matter what it is. You can YouTube it.
That's the true entrepreneur spirit there.
YouTube University.
Look, we about to go hard more with Zoo, but right now, you want to go ahead and
say some calls?
Oh, yeah. I got something special for all you guys, too.
Why don't you hold it up for them so they can see it? So they can see what we're going to be giving away here for a
We got a giveaway. We got the Zoomania shoes.
Which is actually dropping today.
Just dropped today.
On they net.
Somebody is going to get a chance to win a free pair of Zoomania runners today.
Yeah. Can we see them? Can we see them? I'm about to go in the back and call in myself so I can win them.
I need these.
Yeah. Hey. We on the show. We live right now. We on DJ's Instagram. You know what time it is. We about to give these away. Tell them hop on here now if they want to try to win them. So look, y'all, right there, over there in the corner of the chat box, we have, you can call in. Call that number right now. Go through the switchboard, and you'll see exactly which option you're supposed to push. And you can call in right now. All you have to do is give us the password. Now, if you've been watching since the beginning of the show, you know we gave the password earlier in the show. So we're going to see whoever calls in and can give the password that we gave at the beginning of the show, we're going to give them these runners, right? Let me see those. Those are nice or whatever, right? So call in. The number is 866-630-4720, 866-630-4720. And we're going to hop on the phone calls with you right now. Zoo is going to ask you What is the password? If you got the password, I know y'all probably trying to scrub back through the video now, trying to find the
Can
password.
they do that?
Yeah.
You know, I give him a little hint. Tarzan.
Ah,
Lion King.
is that Tarzan?
Lion King.
Yeah.
What song was I about to sing?
That's-
Zavanya.
But that's
I give him a little clue. Lion King.
yeah.
Simba.
What is a lion?
You deliberately disobeyed me.
There you go. What is a lion?
What is a lion?
What do they call a lion?
in the jungle?
Yeah. And if you can call it with the password right now, you can get those. They say, what size are the shoes?
They're gonna be your size.
Your size.
Your size. It sound like the hood.
Your size.
My size.
Your size.
Your
That's how
size.
you wear. Your size. I wear your size. You can tell somebody from the hood. So all y'all gotta do is don't be shy. Call into them phone lines right now because we're gonna be giving away these shoes right now live.
And
on
I'm going
air.
to tell y'all this. Y'all want to call in for these shoes because this is a limited edition. I'm only selling 100 pair of these shoes. So get them while they hot or you ain't going to get them at all.
Once again, the number is 866-630-4720. We're going to take the first person who calls in and who has the correct password. So we just gave you a clue. What is a lion in the jungle?
It's 866-1866. Say it again for me because I'm a
866-630-4720.
630-4720. Y'all call in right now. I'm putting it on Instagram.
You about to call in?
He said, I'm about to have somebody call in and
Somebody
win
say
for
they
me.
5.5, right? We'll get you some 5.5.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about the shoe size.
This the man right here. He can
Baby,
get you
this
the
live
shoes.
TV. The shoe is the shoe on TV,
We
but the
we
shoe.
gotta have a shoe to present it.
We gonna
get a
we
different
gonna
shoe.
call
Hey,
you.
5.5, that's for sure a small people feed.
This
Exactly.
But it's
TV.
cool. We got you.
We gonna get you
We
the
gonna
shoe
get
size.
you a
It don't matter if you got
5.5.
small people feet. This is the man who made the shoe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope
this the shoe
you got
maker.
some 5.5 back at the plant, right?
Hey, we gonna create you a 5.5 just for you.
That's what we're gonna do.
Special shoe just for you. All you gotta do is call in now.
And just know the password for you
I'm
trying
telling
to
you,
order the
Mama's
shoes.
House, the Penthouse becoming like Christmas. We just giving shit away every week now.
Call it in, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Send a
though.
live stream out. Tell them we giving away free shoes, y'all.
Don't hesitate because you're gonna want to have the first pair of Zoomania shoes ever created.
It's like an NFT.
Mark that I said this. The first pair of shoe ever created. And only selling 100 of these.
Only 100. Only 100.
So your cousins in the chat.
Send
Hey,
this to
cousin.
everybody. Hey, everybody. Make sure y'all send this out to everybody. Let them know we giving away the first pair of Zoomania shoes
Send it out to
live
all
on
your
air.
friends and family
And let them know we in the future. This live streaming. We actually doing this right now. We sitting down.
right now.
Zoo is in the
Call
flesh.
He's here.
You can, and it ain't gonna hurt to take a wise guess. Go ahead and take a wise guess. Call in, take a wise guess. We're gonna see, like we said, we're gonna give y'all a hint. What is a lion in?
I came up from nothing. Started from the bottom. I see it with a clear eye. So I hustle.
Mama's house to Penthouse. Yeah.
We in.
That's just the production. We still getting it down over here.
That's a good question. I see that. I see that question.
Yeah, no, we about to definitely get into that. And you better call in and do that too, right?
If you have a question like that too, you can call in and
You
maybe.
can also call in, ask that question. Make sure, are the phone lines good? Are the phone lines open?
Did you open them up?
I want to make sure the phone lines are open. Is anybody having problems getting through on the phone lines? If so, call the phone lines and just tap 0. We'll make sure the phone lines are open right now. So we can get this through. And then, like I say, we'll get through to some of these questions right here.
Nah, that's an amazing question. I see
That's why I'm about to tag them into that.
somebody asked.
Oh, here we go. You ready? All right, you on the air?
Hey, is I don't even remember the password. Is it Zoomania? You just say that.
Nah, okay, so look, since you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
It's not, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, so since you're on the air and you called in, So it's not Zoomania, but what is a lion called in the jungle?
Savannah.
What's the lion's
What
title?
is a lion's title in the jungle?
It should come right to your mind, like
A king.
That okay.
You're warm.
King of
King
King of
of
the Zoo.
King of the
King of the
come on.
King of the
You so close.
You so close, but so far. King of
Give us the first thing that come to your mind. King of the what?
King of the Tiger. That's what I think of.
That's close. I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad. That ain't far. All
That
right.
ain't too far.
Give me the second thing that come to your mind. King of the
What was Simba in the
King of the
Lion
world.
King?
He said
King of the world. I like
Greg.
that.
What was Simba
But
in
think
the
of a
Lion
tiger.
King when he went back? What he went back for? He was the king of what?
King of the world.
Somebody keeps they saying it.
Are you on
King of the
YouTube?
song.
You got okay. All right. I got something for you. Okay. Think of a tiger, right? You said tiger earlier. Now, give me the third thing that come in your brain right now. King of the King of the, come on, you got it. The third thing that come right there. That's it.
They even said it in the chat.
They even got it in the chat.
Somebody else is calling the lines. I think we got another caller that
Damn.
want to try.
Okay, all right. What you think?
Is the king?
We're going to give it one more time. King of the what?
All right. It's King of the Jungle.
Hey!
There you go.
Give it up. Took a little minute.
Okay, so that was King of the Jungle. That's what we were waiting on. Make sure to message the ZoomaniaBrands.
Congratulations,
Put
yes.
your Instagram in the chat so we know who you are. Make sure to message the ZoomaniaBrands page so we can. It's all in the description below. Make sure to message them so we can get you those shoes over. And you got anything to say to the world since you're on live?
Are you got any questions to ask while you on here?
Yeah, you can ask them a question too if you want.
Oh, yeah, I did have a question. It's not really a question. I just need like basically more gems, as y'all would say, as far as like, networking. I already have my creative side, what I want to do, how I want to do it. It's just, being in a new city and trying to grow for yourself, just generally, like how do you just, step out there, just get out there. Make clubs and stuff and see, people out there and stuff like that, but how do you get them to see you and what you have to offer?
The best thing I would say is, I remember DJ Khaled said this a long time ago. The biggest thing is support, networking. If you see somebody that have an event, go to that event. Whether you know them or not, just go to it. Meet people there. Then after that, the people there having an event, just consistently just go and support others, no matter if you know them or not. Just consistently support them. My whole brand was built off support. I supported others supported me. And then I start seeing my network go up because it's just the energy and just the love. It's like people, you seeking to others, they're going to seek into you.
True. Yeah, 100%. I would say, like I said, along that lines, I mean, you can always do stuff like tagging other people. Just be the person who's willing to go first. Be the person who's willing to show support to others.
Yeah, I bet. Well, y'all see my Instagram tag. Y'all see, I've been trying a little bit.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what type of company do you have?
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You said, what type of company do you have?
Yeah, I can. Oh, I don't necessarily have a company right now, but what I want to get into is like my own brand myself, and then also I want to do sunglasses.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
Pretty much, I can go further depth into why, but I ain't giving everybody my sauces in my
You
head.
ain't giving away the sauce.
Yeah.
Not lie there. Somebody gonna be like, damn, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. You're going to see them on the news in about 6 months.
How did the idea come to you? I was watching a podcast.
And man,
it sparked me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think. I think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's basically generally it's a rap and basically not saying no bullshit, not giving a fuck about what nobody say, what nobody how they look at you. You can walk into a room and you just don't see nobody but yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Did you have any other questions for Zoo?
Nah, you gave me. Yeah, I got some
I got a
information.
question for you though. You ready? What do you feel like the biggest thing that would be stopping you right now?
Just getting my name out there, getting people to know me at the time of day at least.
So what's your Instagram? We about to get some people to notice you right now.
Yep.
It's in the comment box. It's whiteboy_Rick.
Okay.
over on the YouTube.
Yeah, she probably put it in the comments down there.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube chat box.
Sanders.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whiteboy_Rick. Y'all make sure to go check her out. Whiteboy is spelled with a 3, so the E is actually a 3. BOI_Rick RICK, and that's gonna live forever on the podcast. Appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate you for being a supporter of the show, and we look forward to seeing what you do.
And we're gonna tap in with you in a couple of months and see how you doing.
And then we're gonna make sure to get them shoes to you.
Oh yeah, just send me your size.
All right, that's a bet.
She's a 5.5.
You the 5.5?
Yeah.
Little people feet. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Just
All right.
Thanks for calling in.
ZoomaniaBrands.
All right, y'all be.
All right now.
So perfect. All right, so yeah, man, that was great. It took us a little while to get there. I'm glad she finally got it. I seen some people in the chat was laughing because we was like king of the, but she got it though, and then she was a good sport, so I really enjoyed that. So I guess let's get right back into it. You about to win those shoes? Let me look at them. I'm about to take these. Can I take these? No. All right. But
That's
yeah.
not the 5.
So we had a good question in here. Where
Somebody
do you
else
see,
calling. You want to take that one?
We can take
You want
it.
to see one? You want to take one more?
Yeah, we can take it.
Who are they calling? This not coming to this line. Oh, there it goes. Okay, here we go. Hello, you on the air? Hold on. Hello, you on the air?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
What's up? Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you from.
Man?
Oh, this Jose, and I'm from Baytown, Texas.
Daytime.
Jose,
Baytown, I think.
Texas.
Baytown, okay.
Okay.
You got some business questions for us, or what, any questions you had?
This Jose, and say what?
You got any business questions for Zoo?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions for him. I want to know, where does he see his company in like 2 or 3 years?
Okay.
Oh, well, I see my company in 2-3 years. I see Zoomania all over the world. I see, just like Nike, I see different stores and different AAU youth basketball teams with Zoomania, from basketball to soccer to et cetera, et cetera. But, man, I just really just see it being a big movement, just have everybody not just necessarily rocking the clothes, but just the whole energy of elevating to that next level, because that's really what Zoomania is about. Strive for perfection, move with aggression, going after your goals aggressively. So, man, all I can really say, I can't just tell you exactly where I'll be in 2-3 years. All I can do is prepare. That's one thing I realized with the higher power. I'm never going to know where I'm going. I just prepare to get there and keep on having my pen and pad and just wish for more and more success.
I love that.
So, I think, what do you have like next in line for your company?
Well, as y'all can see right now, I
As
dropped
far
the
as-
shoe today, but I also have the actual T-shirt, men's T-shirt and women unisex, crop top and cutoff T-shirt dropping on June the 10th. So for all y'all who pre-ordered And for all y'all who actually get the shoes, if you want to try to find something to match with it and you don't have anything in your closet that match, on June the 10th, you can also purchase the shirts. It drop on June the 10th. Just stay tuned, man. I got so much coming up this year. And also, like my buddy Princeton was saying, in August, I'm having my second annual charity event. So y'all stay tuned for that. All things in Cara. Go get your outfits together because we would be giving away a $300 prize for the woman with the best outfit.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are on Mama's House, Penthouse right now, live streaming. All my new watchers that just checked in, make sure y'all send this out to everybody. We're on calls right now. We live streaming. Zoomania is in the building right now.
So yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, that answered everything. I'm glad to see that your company is on its feet and doing good. I hope it goes pretty far.
I appreciate that.
And I'd like to give a shout out to your little brother.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for calling, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
All right. So appreciate him for calling in because that's he asked in the chat where you see your company in 3 years.
Man, I really
That was
appreciate
amazing
active
question.
members
Of the chat.
the chat.
Make sure y'all like the video, send this out to people because, like I said, we giving a ton of value in this episode today. We talked about a lot of different things today. We talked about really creating that vibe in the brand and stuff like that. But I guess let's switch gears and talk about something more practical, right? So when it comes to, say, for example, I've got my clothing brand, I've got all this stuff together, whatever, right? Some of the things you do, I remember on your TikTok, you had videos just showing a bunch of different stuff. He's got a great TikTok that y'all should follow. He's got a lot of tips on there. But one thing, getting the right vendors. I know when you're starting off as a clothing brand, it can be hard finding the right vendors. I've even seen people who have built whole companies just off selling vendors. So what's kind of your strategy you think about to kind of vet to see if this is a good vendor, somebody you should be doing business with long term?
See, this is what I usually do is I try to build a relationship with different vendors. And on top of that, I get samples for each vendor. Before you put out any product, mark my word, before you put out anything, make sure you get samples. Do not try to launch anything and you don't have a sample. I remember I had a good friend of mine. He started a hat company. He didn't get his samples. He just ordered like 200 hats
Out the gate.
from out the gate from China. He just ordered like 200 hats out the gate. He already put it on his website, already doing pre-orders. So he finally get the hats. He get them in the box. The hats are damaged, destroyed, bent, folded. The quality, you damn near could have purchased these hats from the dollar store.
Yeah.
The quality was low. But I just say that to say is make sure whatever company, make sure that they offer samples. Get a sample first, put it in the washing machine, see if it shrinks, see how the actual quality, see if it's gonna peel. After a while, just test it for yourself, wear it around for a while, see how comfortable it feel on you, and just how I feel just being around the house. And I say this to anybody who's starting a clothing brand. Do not make the mistake that I did. When I first started, I think I purchased like over 150 tank tops and T-shirts. I'm like, yeah, everybody finna buy. Everybody finna this and that. But what I did was I ordered 3Xs and 2Xs and 4Xs.
Oh, okay. Why you do that?
I don't know.
You must have still-
I'm like, ain't nobody gonna wear no tank top that got a 3X tank top. But I had like 50 to 60.
I used to wear, what's bad? I used to wear 3XTs.
No, I think back in the Gap, that's probably what you had to been thinking.
Yeah.
Because like I prefer my you talking about white, like the beaters, right? You talking about straight tees.
Tees and tanks.
Tees and tanks. So yeah, like my T-shirt, I'm gonna want the T-shirt.
Who wearing a 3X tank?
Tank? Yeah, that's different.
I was trying to
I
have
would
something
wear
for
a
the big and
3X
tall.
tank.
I would
wear a larger tank depending on the outfit.
Yeah.
Like I like my shirts to hang underneath my jacket. So I
A 3X though?
Yeah, probably not.
Man, but I remember I ordered all that. I just had it. I got some sales. I think I got over 80 sales. But then after that, wasn't nobody else buying. I had probably about 60 to 70 products just stored in my closet.
But I think that's good as hell to start off a clothing brand, though.
Yeah.
I mean, A lot of people put their shit up and they getting 2 sales.
Right.
They had this influencer. She had 15 million followers, and she could not sell 7 T-shirts.
Wow. And why you think that is?
Well, that's the whole thing I was talking about when I asked you about creating that vibe with your brand, because I feel like the modern world, let's say as influencers, the influencers becoming like the future. The influencers are becoming more and more important when it comes to selling things. But a lot of influencers don't build their following up with substance. That's the best way I could put it, is substance. When you meet certain people, like this platform, why I like YouTube a lot more than a lot of the other social medias is because you get to really hear somebody's perspective. You get to build a lot of depth. So a lot of us are focused on width, in my opinion. Here's how many people we got. But how many of those people actually fuck with you?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So an influencer, they could put some stuff up, they could put some pictures up, and 15 million people follow them because they like their pictures, but they don't really like them. And when somebody likes you, you can have 20,000 followers, and just every time you put something by. And that's what I see with you. Even when you first started, I saw people with way bigger influencers than you, like way bigger numbers than you, but they can't sell nothing.
Right.
Whereas you would sell out every time you put something up, sell out, sell out, sell out.
Which is way more effective.
And that's why I wanted to get you on the show to talk about what you do as far as connecting with people, because I think that's important for people to understand. It's like, if you're going to put something out, you have to strive to put that connection out there, because it does not matter if you get 60 million followers if nobody really wants to buy. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing you can do about it.
And then you got to be authentic too. You got to separate yourself from the audience. What product or what are you putting out that separates you from everybody else? What makes people want to come to you and purchase? You got to ask yourself that. It's like, when I put this product out, what's going to separate me from my target audience? What's going to separate me from all my competitors? That's the main thing I look at. End of the day, the only thing that separated me is me, because I put my full fledged energy in it, and I'm going to go head first. Even if I fall, I'm going to get my ass back up, and I'm going to go head first again.
That's a $1 billion conclusion to come to. Like, only thing that separates me, because like a lot of times people think that's why I be saying shit like, it ain't what's on you, it's what's in you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, because it's like, man, you just got to.
It's that inspiration of being able to follow that journey. I think you've done that really well. You had the post where you were like working at the plant, and you had the post was like, yeah, I'm working at the plant, but then in a year you're going to see me here. So I think, too, if people can see that thread of motivation, and that's something you do really well, I think that makes it a lot more potent for them. It makes them feel like, if he could do that shit, I could do that shit. And I think that's the thing that you got to really focus on, right? Your story, everything you come from, the meaning behind your brand. These things are all powerful, which if I just said, hey, I'm about to give you a T-shirt, and this T-shirt is the cool dog logo, versus somebody who's like, you know, this was created for this, and this means this. So when you put that on your back, this is what it means. I'm this type of person. I'm moving with aggression. You get what I'm saying?
And the biggest thing I learned, y'all write this down, the biggest thing I learned over all these years is you got to have the roots before you had the fruits. And I don't just mean the product. You got to grow as a person. You got to get your ass in that dirt and grow as a person. Because if you ain't growing, your brand ain't going to grow. If you still at the same person you was 2-3 years ago, your brand going to still be in the same spot. Right. You got to grow as a person before your company or before anything grow.
You can start practically by just listening to new music. New music gets you in a good vibe, and then you start thinking new thoughts. And if you think something different, you probably do something different. You do something different, then shit changes.
Yeah. Got another question here. Jose asked again. Jose is interacting. Shout out to Jose.
Come on, man.
He said, "What will take your company to the next level?" What do you think that would take your company to the next level?
That's a good question. What would take my company to the next level? That's a real good question. I feel like what really would take my company to the next level is once people see the whole vision of with my actual brand, with my nonprofit of the youth, because I want to pull more of the youth in and not necessarily just run a company. The main thing that I want to do with my brand is all the young youth and the fatherless kids. I want to show them how I run my businesses and how I built all my business from scratch. I want to bring them in. I want to mentor them, and I want to show them how I started everything.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like will bring my company to the next level.
So basically building a sense of community.
Oh, yeah.
Like that sense of community where it's like it's people who are interacting and we're all contributing to the building of the brand. And I think that's huge with any business because they talk about building community. When you build a business, it's like if you got a community of people who are interacting with each other, that's really powerful and that's really potent, right? But with that, you just talked about the Fatherless Kids project. And this is something I told you I really was interested in because, you know, I grew up without my father in the home and stuff like that. So what do you think the impact of that is just on people being successful? Because I believe it has a huge impact on people's success.
You know, I wouldn't say that stops everybody's success, but just me from my own personal experience and where I grew up. And I just start seeing a lot of my friends just going down the wrong paths. And I just see my friends go to jail, get locked up. I see them die, et cetera, et cetera. So I start looking around like, what was the main thing that we all was missing? And I was like, he didn't have a father in his household. He didn't have a father in his household. He didn't have a father in his household. And it just brought to my attention. It's like, I wouldn't say that's what stop anybody and everybody, but when you don't have nobody to look forward to, look up to in a household, you just start doing anything. Yeah. And the second role model you have is television. Yeah. And television is not always right.
I've definitely seen I've definitely seen a difference, right? Because I want to say this too, right?
I don't really shit on TV.
I feel like it's one of those situations though, right? Like, you know, you got your parents, right? Mm-hmm. Each parent I believe is important. I think each of them gives you a different aspect of the experience of growing up. And I just noticed this. This is my personal experience, so I'm not putting, this is not scientific or anything, but like you said, maybe about 30, 40 friends I've known out in my life. And I've seen the ones with fathers. It was just slight things I noticed when it comes to their confidence and their understanding, their respect for authority, right? Because sometimes you do need to respect authority, right? Me, I'm a bit of a rebel, so fuck it, I'm going to drop out of school. I'm going to do this. But I think sometimes when you get that aspect in there, by cultivating that can strengthen that ability to go after the things you want. Because I feel like it was T.D. Jakes. He had a talk one time, and he said, you know, paternal comes from like the father. He's like, a lot of men was growing up without a pattern of how to do it. So it's like by having a good pattern, because you can have a dad in the home, he's not a good father.
Yeah.
So it's not like it could be the opposite too. Right. Facts. But I feel like the biggest thing is just understanding that if you got that right pattern, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a huge project that could help a lot of people just by giving them role models.
That's true, man. That's so true.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about a lot.
So I feel like so he says he feels like to get to that next level, you need somebody who's on that next level. And then somebody asks, what does Zoomania mean to you?
So I like that question. I feel like to get to he's like that's just a feeling, right? He's saying I feel like to get to the next level, you got to get around people. You got to be around those people. So that's the beautiful part about living in today's society. Like, think about what's happening now, right? Like, it's hard to get around us because of the schedules that we have. We do a lot of things. We getting it too. So it has to be advantageous on our end. But just getting around somebody now is just way easier. We got live streams. We live streaming now. You're really around us now. You think about it, you was able to call in. We directly answering your questions. Yeah. So like one thing I know about being a man, like as a man, like, you know, women can get around high quality men easier than men can. So like if you are a guy, your only hopes to getting around like some very high quality knowledge back in the past, at least when we was coming up, because it wasn't no YouTube.
Shutout.
You can't go listen to no Elon Musk talk about his systems.
Yeah.
You don't know. It wasn't none of that. It was all who you had in front of you. Whoever was whatever pattern you saw in front of you.
That's exactly why I understand what he's saying, but you also got to crawl before you walk. I notice what a lot of people they try to have tunnel vision. They try to look where they want to be, but the people that they really need to pay attention to is right in front of them. Fact. All the people around them, that should become your support system when you first start.
I think that's why I say listen to new music. Get new content in your system. New stuff creates new thoughts.
Yeah. I think the big thing is, and we could talk about this or whatever, right? Because he made a good point of who you associate with, right? But I think of association, we always point to certain traits, right? Like, I think most people, when they think of who you associate with, they're just thinking about people who have more money, right? They have more money than you and success than you. But I think it's the mindset, because a lot of my friends that I end up making a lot of money with, right? been attached to millions of dollars in sales. Those people were people that I met at the bottom. They were at the same level as me at the same time, but it wasn't that we shared a similar mindset. So it's like, if you got a similar mindset to me and you got a similar mindset to me, then we can build on top of that, right? Because it was Issa Rae who did Insecure the show. She said, a lot of us are looking to network up, but we don't look to network laterally. So it's like, you got something I need, you got something I need. If we combine those skills, all of a sudden that we can start building up to become those people. Because somebody on the next level was somebody who wasn't on the next level at one point, right?
Right, and what a lot of people don't understand about the guy that you admire is there's a team behind him. There's a team of people he came up with. And there's a group of men, a group of people, that woman, she came up with a group of people. That individual came up with a group of people, but you admire that person. You understand what I'm saying? So never forget that they came up with a group of people. Don't forget that, no matter how they make it look.
Man, even rappers, NWA, all those people.
Oh, man, rap is such a... Rap the number one, P. You know, they gonna get you, they gonna sell you the dream. And what I mean by that is more so like One Deep. I did it on my own.
Yeah.
But like,
that's only cool. I've told people that's only cool for rap lyrics. And that shit sound good in the rap lyrics, like, yeah, I did it on my own. Y'all nigga don't have. And I love the music. I'm just saying that shit sounds good in rap lyrics, but we all did it with a team. And like I said, I think that's the biggest thing. And there's another question here. Also, what is this all for?
That's a great question.
This is a great question. I'm going to tell you why I like this question, right? And this is my personal opinion, right? I think in life we define what this shit means, right? Because for me, for one person, you know, it might be about just proving other people wrong or whatever, right? But I also believe that the true purpose in life comes from something greater. Like, what mission do you want to leave in this life?
Yeah.
I had a friend, he told me, man, I got 96 songs on this thing that's unreleased, and he was really proud of it. And I said, man, if you was gone right now, them 96 songs would never be heard, right? It's about leaving a legacy. And the fact that 2,000 years from now, this podcast might not exist, anything like that. But what we impacted and the people we impacted right now, I believe that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to leave our mark on the world. And how do you choose to do that?
Build your legacy.
And it may be different from me. You get what I'm saying? What I know I want to create in the world, I have those things written down in my mind. I want to help people create a future where they're in control, right? I want to help people have financial freedom and personal power. That's me. That's what resonates with my soul. And I think that's the biggest thing about all this stuff. Even when you start talking about your brand, right? It was bigger than that. It was bigger than just you going to put some nice clothes on your back and be cool, and they're going to be like, oh, damn, you look good. It was bigger than that. And I think that's the huge thing with you.
Right. When Jose asked, what is out of this for? I thought he was talking about like the podcast and like the whole just us getting together and talking about like topics like this and kind of tapping in on because like I know what
reason.
Right, same reason. No,
it's the same reason.
Yeah, you can drag and drop the answer too. That's the beautiful part about it, because like that's like we come here, we invite our friends to come speak. We invite other entrepreneurs to come speak. Of course, me and Pete take the time out of our day. You can go look at the backlog of content, y'all. No cap, it's hours of content of this podcast of us just speaking and giving our insight and just our thoughts on just different perspectives.
And the main thing, people getting it out the mud from scratch.
To show the process.
Really seeing the process.
You know, my favorite thing, one of my favorite things I want, like, I don't give a fuck about the views on nothing, right? It's more so like, look at this. Like, I love to be able to show some. That's why I love YouTube so much. It's the greatest platform to me right now.
Yeah.
Because it's you can literally put all your emotions, how you laugh, how you joke, how you curse, how you do everything. So, people, like we talk about it in the influencer. We're going to talk about the influencer after this. Y'all can go to cowboy.com and grab it. In the influencer, we talk about the lunchroom table, how it's important for you to put your energy out there so that way people can come, your people can come.
People, yeah.
Right. So YouTube, man, like being able to put your energy out there like that, tying it to a brand.
I definitely believe that one of the reasons I love this is because when I started, there was no mentors, right? There was nobody telling me this is how you do stuff. Like right now, you got somebody who did it, who's built a clothing brand, right? Who has influencers wearing it. You have all these people, all these associations because you really did it out the mud. So I think for this, it's kind of one of those situations is if somebody's watching this and they go start a business and they go make money and they become successful from this, I feel like we've done our job because it's that, what's that old statement? Each one, teach one.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So as I learn stuff, I always like to give it back. That's something I've done with all my friends, by the way, right? Anything of value, I pass it to my friends.
As you should. Think about, like all I think about is how many people it affects. So the beautiful part about the story that you told earlier today, throughout your mentorship program, once again, y'all tap in with both of these individuals. If you need to get in the game, just get in the game by purchasing their services and their time. They're going to tell you, speed it up. But that lady said that she started making 6 figures out of the coaching, that just the information that you was giving her, just the not even the information, more so, I think she had even said it the truth, like, man, just the way you made me feel just sparked me up to go, do my thing.
And that's the main thing. Even like on my TikTok, I give branding tips all the time. One of the main things I realized when I first started, just like she says, not too many people like y'all that's doing this. When I first started clothing, I was reaching out to all different type of people that already had a clothing brand. I said, man, I need help. Where do I get this vendor? How can I do this? And they was all kind of like pushing me to the side, like, oh yeah, well, wasn't nobody trying to help me. And I was like, man, that's crazy. There's a lot of people out here really not trying to help you get to the next level. And that's the main thing why I'm so sensitive when it comes to helping others around me, because I know that feeling of not having shit and just start.
Right, yeah, no, it is a lot. A lot of people
Because like
don't
his
want you to
question
win.
right here, how long did it take to get the business off the ground or whatever, right? Where else could you just ask a question like that and the person who's really done it just sitting there like, oh, this is how long it took. But yeah, how long did it take you?
I'd say about 3.5 years before I actually see my first profit.
Don't get scared.
Right, because you can, man.
Don't get scared by hearing that number, because if you hear that number, you get scared. Just remember, now, this is a very important point, because a lot of people hear that length and think,
That's why they ask the question, so they can, we want, because I remember I used to ask and I wanted the person to say, like 6 months. Yeah. Shit, nigga, I can see you press this button right here. We can get you in there.
I'll say this, just to give people a little bit of a silver.
It can happen in 2 days.
What I'm saying, it may not.
That's what's going to fuck your head
Get
up.
off the ground means different things, right? If you're talking about how long it take you to register LLC, you can have that shit tomorrow. But I'm talking about like actually get it going. That's a different thing.
But the main important part is, this is what nobody's thinking about. When you first start your business, it's going to take you however long it take you to get that motherfucker off the ground.
Yeah.
But when you get that motherfucker off the ground,
you off the ground.
You off the ground. When you start the next one, you think it's going to take you the same time to get that one off the ground? It won't be. That's the thing.
I'm glad Jose ain't here today, because he said, yeah, it sounds scary. It is. And now here's the thing though, right? I understand this. If you want to live the way people can't live, when you got a clothing brand and you got the money you want, you got the lifestyle you want, it's because you chose to do something scary.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And you and like, to your point, becoming the morals that you have as a person, you gotta work on yourself. So if you really want this shit, don't just be out here telling them you want it. Like me, I'm man.
He done ran out. When somebody they just so deep and they like, I don't even know what else to say. But it's the truth, right? This shit is scary, right? Because I'll tell y'all this. One of my favorite books, I've mentioned this book so many times, it's crazy. It's called An Iron Will.
Booked it.
Right? An Iron Will. It talked about, in the end of the book, it was a guy, he was scared to take this test. And his professor gave him a book. And in the book said, proceed and light will dawn. The problems will solve themselves as you approach them. So many people look so far in the future and they're so scared of the problems that might happen. Some of them not even going to happen. Right. Some of them not even going to appear. But I always remember proceed and light will dawn, is because if you want this shit bad enough, if you're willing to be one of the 1 out of 10 who's like, you know what, I'm going to step out and I'm going to try to do it, and you continue to go, you're willing to adapt, you're willing to change, you're willing to listen to content, find out, course correct, you proceed, the light is always going to dawn. It ain't been no scary moment that I've seen you go through, I done seen you go through, where the answer didn't finally appear because I was willing to go forward. And if you proceed and light will dawn, I think that's the biggest thing. We do stuff like this because I'm going to tell you another secret. It's not just about the tips and tricks that we're going to give you here. He can show you how to get some vendors today, right? He can be like, hey, here's how you get some vendors, right? He can show you, here's where you get your logo designed today. But what'll be the hardest thing that I'm trying to convey every time I get on a camera is the type of energy you need to have in order to be successful.
Oh yeah.
The
It's
type
a-
of
it's-
the doggedness you need
It's
to have
the
to be
energy.
successful.
And then, like, it's confusing because you may see a person naturally, like, just walking around and they not doing no energetic shit.
Yeah.
And they could be making a lot of money. And that's why I love content, man. You can put this type of shit out. It lives out forever. We could be asleep and somebody can be getting inspired.
Yeah.
You got to think about this type of stuff because it's going to speed your business up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to speed your success up. It's going to speed your practices up. Anything that you like, it's going to speed you up because you're putting your message out. You're putting your energy out. Yeah. Work on yourself so ethically you don't get on camera and do wild shit that like makes people feel bad. Now, that's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? But you tie your brand to a Zoomania. I love ZoomaniaBrands.
Exactly. Just like she said, what do Zoomania mean to you? Main thing that Zoomania really mean to me, I got tired of, there's a lot of things going on right now in the world. I got tired of always have to fit in somebody else's world, somebody else's environment. I wanted to create my own environment. I wanted to create my own world. That's what Zoomania is. Zoomania is a world where you can grow spiritually, mentally, financially, really just a world where you can reach your higher self and your higher power. That's the main thing with Zoomania, and that's what it means to me. It's consistently growing every day.
Yeah, no, it's truth, man. It's true. And that's why I say, talking to someone like you, I think that's what people need to understand. That it wasn't always easy for you, right? It wasn't always easy for you going through the process, right? You've had business partners that you fell out with. There's a lot of shit that happened. I know you laughing, right? But what I'm saying, there's a lot of stuff that happens. But wouldn't you also agree, though, you're happy to have gone through it and come out on the other side?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. And for all y'all out there, I know you have friends, but be very wise who you go into business with. Be wise. It's like a marriage. Yeah, I know y'all been friends for 10, 20, 30 years. But when it comes to business, it's a whole different program.
Yeah. It's going to stress you out.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to test your character. And a lot of people are not going to hold up with the whole business side.
I lost a lot of friendships getting into business with the wrong people.
What do you think it is, though, right? What do you think really made y'all have that rift and fall apart when y'all were going through business?
I'm not really going to get all the way into details. But
you don't
I feel
have to
like
name names.
but
it was such and such. man,
forget that. Forget. But nah, I think it was just the drive, the ambition. We didn't have the same ambition. Yeah. We weren't willing to go after it same time. Like he had looked at things different than I did. I was ready to go full-fledged and let everything go. What are you willing to let go? He didn't want to let go of anything. He was tripping about the money, et cetera, et cetera. That's why at the same time, even if you do have a business partner, y'all got to be on the same level with everything. And y'all got to have the same purpose of why y'all doing it.
You got to communicate. Have to communicate. Communication got to be key. One of the things I hold a lot of pride in is just immediately saying how I feel. So that way we don't waste no time. So I remember back growing up, you used to get demonized for, expressing your feelings. So, see, you in your feelings again. Remember boys used to hit you with that? I remember not being able to express my feelings. So I also remember saying, fuck everybody who was like that. I ain't got no time to be hanging around nobody who ain't gonna let me tell you how I feel. I'm trying to teach you how to fuck with me. That's really what it is in business too. So like we all do it. Like we gotta enter relationships, we gotta enter partnerships, we gotta enter situationships where we're able to express our feelings and nobody's fucking shunned for fucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be a okay thing. So like at the beginning of a lot of our partnership, why it's so successful, we partner a lot in a lot of different things. We all partner a lot. Man, we hold it. We even like in our daily conversation, we have a lot of respect for each other. We talk about futuristic things. We talk in light. You know what I mean? Like it's things that you can pay attention to certain things, and you're like somebody who you going into business with, you thinking about going into business with them. You can pay attention to characteristics, and when you're going into business, it's now time to put away all of that little boy, little girl shit. And what I mean by that is just the childish behavior, because now you're dealing with other people's money. Right? So ain't nobody finna be trying to hear all of that other shit when you dealing with other people's money. Your success is tied to my success. Yes. My success is tied to your success. So we ain't got time to be playing around with each other like that. So like these are things that you got to think about in business.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like you can't and as a partner, you know, you want to be in partnership with somebody who is aware. We was talking about this shit earlier, man. I don't want to go on.
No, you 100% right on the money because it's a concept, right? And a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm a boss. I'm at the highest level, whatever, right? But one thing they don't understand is a great book y'all should read called Multipliers.
Boom dick.
So Multipliers talks about the truest leaders are people who make everyone around them better. Right. That's a philosophy I think that I took from people, right? Who is the person who is great? Is it the person that has a bunch of achievements? But if you look at that person, people around them probably have a bunch of achievements.
Right.
So for me, it was never about, oh, I'm this guy who's done a bunch of things. I want you to look at my friends and be like, damn, those are also great people, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's something anybody can do. If you got some knowledge that you learn, like even something like this, a podcast, like the podcast, send this out to somebody else so they can be like, damn, let me get the knowledge too. And then what you can use, let me give y'all a secret. You can use content like this to weed people out. Because if you send somebody some shit like this, man, I don't want to listen to this shit. What is this shit? You send them somebody some positive shit, and they like, I don't want to listen to that.
There you go.
You already get the understanding.
You don't even gotta say nothing.
Pay attention to the red flags early.
You don't even gotta say nothing. That's why I was telling my friend the other day. People X themselves out of my life in like the first 3 minutes, and when I meet them, they'll say something. I'll be like, okay.
And it's crazy that you say that at Princeton because I was reading this book and Michael Jordan was talking about that's the main thing that used to bother him the most. Everybody was used to always talk about his scoring, how he did this and that. But what they didn't pay attention to was his leadership.
For sure.
The leadership he brought on the court and off the court. That's the main thing with brand any company. The leadership. What type of leadership are you bringing to this company?
That's why LeBron James jersey costs more than the next person who's going to get the same number.
You got to think about it. Let's be honest. Like, nobody does shit alone, right? Nope, you gotta have a team of people. Like you think, like I look at our team that we've built, right? If I need to go do something, say in nightlife, I need to get some footage in the nightclubs, right? I know who I can call, right? If I need to get people to work on certain stuff, I know who I can call. The whole thing is when you can call the right people, that comes from being somebody who not only is able to receive and apply knowledge, because you can watch something not apply, but somebody who also gives value. Most people will hang around you if you're giving them value. That's just the reality of adult relationships.
We was talking about that. I'm not sure if you was here that day. People was making fun of opportunists.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Opportunists. Yeah.
Right. Like like it's a profound thing that we all got to understand. Why would we fuck with anybody if they're not gonna be valuable to us? Like, if there's an opportunity for me to fuck with a valuable person, what the fuck is wrong with that?
What is this?
It's more so if you just need to make sure you valuable to keep up.
Well, he said, what is the difference between opportunist, a person who's an opportunity avoider?
Right. Do you want to avoid the situation? There's an opportunity for you to put your shoes inside of the store in Nike on the strip in New York.
You an opportunist.
You zoo out there. That's why I don't.
This is a big thing, and this is really big that you brought this up. It's paradigm shifts, right? Because when you're in a certain paradigm and you're listening to these people talking about, oh, rich people, or people who are successful or evil, they had to fuck somebody over, right? I always remember, one, there's two sides to every story, right? Because every person who didn't become successful is going to say the other person is the reason they not successful, right? Mm-hmm. I would just say dive deeper into the story and find the real story, right? The second aspect of that is, though, the thing is, I think that in everything, you can't be somebody who lives in the world of black and white all the time.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you work with somebody because there's an opportunity there.
Right.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that's all you go, like you just trying to leech this person for money or whatever, right?
Right.
If you hungry, I'm and you need it, bro, I got you.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to build a true friendship because that's my character, right? I ain't going to use nobody. One of my own personal values, morals and values I put on the wall is to always provide value.
Right. I don't care what the situation
is. I'm going to do that anyway. But at the same time, you know why you're attracted to certain people. When people say, I want to get around better friends and stuff like, what are you trying to do?
Right.
You're looking for somebody who has a better mindset. You're looking for an opportunity to move up to a better mindset of people, right? So if you found those people, you would go over there because you like, I see an opportunity for me to improve. But that doesn't mean you should go into that situation saying, I want to provide value to those people too.
Buy me a car.
Exactly.
Buy me a chain.
Buy me a chain.
Buy me a house. Man, get your ass.
You talking about like a rapper, NFL
That's
player.
that fairy tale shit.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think that's
That's
amazing.
funny though that you say that because they had this guy. He was in the NBA. He was making millions of dollars. He had like 8 or 9 friends. He used to bring everywhere with him. He used to pay for all their hotels, pay for all their clothes, this and that. And he ended up going bankrupt. And they were just talking about it like all these people around, they provide no value. They just around him, just leeching.
That's crazy when you
gotta
think
ask
about it, right?
What type of person wants to be around you without providing value? What if you're in the mindset to believe that you should be able to be around people without providing value? That's not the person that needs to be around me.
Well, you robbing yourself of your own success. Yeah. So like that mindset is gonna bleed over to when you got your own company. So you're gonna just be trying to do bare minimum and get maximum. And it's never gonna work.
What is that? The laws of success.
Booked it.
They talked about the habit of doing more than you paid for. And it's like they had this great quote that says, when you do more than you paid for, soon you'll be paid for more than you do. Right. And that's a big silver lining when it comes to providing value. You can spend years providing value, but what you'll see, and what I've noticed, it comes on the back end. All of a sudden, everybody just starts giving you shit because you just gave so much value.
But what the fuck your head up is the companies that we work for, the big time companies, like the corporate companies, right? They account for the hours that they know that you're not gonna work. Yeah. So like they already know, yeah, you get 40, but they only gonna do 20. They gonna fuck off the others. They know it. Yeah. So it's like it's this thing that it's like you fucking yourself over. Yeah. They don't care. They already got funding.
You know, it's fun, bro. You bring that up. I was telling the bottle girl that one time. She's like, "I'm just a bottle girl." And I say, "It's that says more about you than them." If I'm working at McDonald's, I go hard.
I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna be back there. I'm gonna have a set of what?
And that's the reason why you can have two people do the exact same job, and one gets paid more than the other because of their value.
Man, think about it. You think that all of a sudden, like you said, how he do anything is how he do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. You think, okay, you a lazy worker at work. All of a sudden, you're going to quit your job. You're going to start a business. And all of a sudden, your work ethic is just going to magically kick in.
Because it's for you?
Because in entrepreneurship, there's nobody telling you to do anything.
At least the person, think about what I just said, at least the corporate company accounted for your bullshit. Yeah. You not finna account for your bullshit. Yeah. You going to get hit in your motherfucking face fucking around with yourself with that bullshit. Yeah. You go fuck with them people with that bullshit. They already counted for your bullshit. Don't come, you can't, see, here's the problem with me, and I be worried about, don't lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lie to me, neither keep it 100. Lie to me before you lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it a $150 with yourself before you do it because that's what Zoo was saying at the beginning of this thing. You got to work on yourself for any of this shit to work. Because what I was saying when you work on yourself and because the whole time, it may take you 5 years because you didn't understand a lot to get your business off the ground. But you worked on yourself the whole 5 years. When you start the next one, what I was saying is it's not going to take you that long because you already worked on yourself. People don't want to work on themselves. We got to work on ourselves.
No, you bring up a good point there. And because what you're getting at is basically like all that knowledge that you gain, that's where, like, once you do it once, the next time you do it, it's going to be quicker. So right now, if I started a business, I could probably get that shit up and running in a couple months. But that's not because businesses take that long. It's because I built myself up to it's this old saying, do you want the creator or the creation?
We should start a business in the near future, get it funded, and see how long it takes to make money.
Nah, for sure.
Even if it's $2,000, $3,000, $15,000.
You want to become, see, this is what you're working for. The reason you want to go through struggles and hardships, like my man Zoo here, is because you want to become the type of person who can create it, right? If you make $10 million, there's a difference. If I give you $10 million, you're probably going to go broke. Right. Why? Because you haven't become the type of person who can generate $10 million. Mm-hmm. But if you learn, you go through the struggles, the hardships, the breakdowns, having to learn, having to humble yourself, having to work, having to understand how to build systems and processes, how to get your business correct, how to work with people, how to remove your ego. When you learn all these different things, then you are the person who makes $10 million. Oh, yeah. You can lose the 10.
Right, you make it right back.
I'm making right back. I'm the person. You know what I'm saying?
That's the beautiful part about it. It's get down to the core.
He asked another question. He asked some questions. He said, what was the worst mistake you made dealing with your business? What do you think that was for you?
The worst mistake?
I know what it was.
Business partners.
Business partners.
Mm-hmm. Business partners and not knowing exactly what I want to do and what I'm doing it for when I first started. That's why I asked y'all, what are y'all really doing it for besides the products? What you doing it for?
Are you trying to impact people? Are you trying to help people? You know what I'm saying? So,
Or you just want to be, like everybody else, recognition. You just want to be recognized for this and that. You don't want to do anything that is not going to get you far. Oh, I want everybody to see me doing this and that. No.
why do you think that is, though? Why do you think people always gravitate towards those things when it comes to building a business? I'm a boss. People going to see me. What do you think that is?
I don't know. I just feel like it's social media world we live into. Everybody want to fucking take the elevator. Nobody want to take the stairs. Everybody want to be recognized for some shit. Oh, he doing this, he doing that. But ain't nobody really want to put in the fucking work.
In crowd say, I got y'all on 3 screens right now. I love that.
Can you put us on 16 screens?
You put us on 16.
Y'all over there at the in-crowd lab, they got all
Can you put us on at the club?
Man, Cowboy Radio coming soon. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's popping right now. Zoo, you got the chat booming.
You got that chat boom. They jumping for Zoo. Hey, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel because we going to be dropping gems like this. Monday, Wednesday, we streaming. We just dropping gems like this. And we bringing people like Zoo on.
Shout out to the in-crowd, too, for participating with the world's most hated promoter and the in-crowd for participating in Mama's House at Penthouse last week. Amazing episode on Wednesday.
And shout out to the in-crowd. The in-crowd gave me my first opportunity.
Yeah. And how did you meet? You see what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Man.
It's, you know what? And people think this, right? And I did this in the beginning. People look at you, right? And this is why I want to ask your real opinion on this, right? People look at you and be like, oh, man, you did this successful. And they'll see you like with this halo effect. That's what they call it, a halo effect. When you look at somebody, you can't see any faults, right? I heard somebody say this, is like, just think of that person. Like, what I would like people to see from their celebrities is them just waking up and just being pissed off at the most mundane shit. God damn, my light didn't cut on. So you just see that regular person, right? So for you, what would you let people to know like that? How would you approach somebody who thinks like you're this person who's like, oh, I'm like a magical deity or something, like who did something, and just understanding like you just put in the work like anybody else? What would you say to somebody like that?
Like I say, I put in the work and I'm willing to sacrifice whatever. Like, it was times where I was homeless. I'm like, how the fuck I'm going to figure this shit out? But like I said, I'm going to get it out the mud and I'm going to keep on going. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning day by day. I'm consistently learning. But at the end of the day, I'm willing to let go, whatever it takes to get to that next level. And whatever I need to learn, I'm going to educate myself. A lot of people stop educating themselves. It's like you got to consistently educate yourself. Whatever you're doing, educate yourself in it. If you want to do clothing, educate yourself in clothing. You want to start a boutique, educate yourself, and also look at the people who were successful in that. See what made them successful. That's the main thing it's about.
Yeah, for sure. I guess with that being said, you wanna wrap it up?
Final thoughts?
Any questions before we wrap it up? Any final questions? Go scroll down real quick. We got any final questions for Zoo while we got him here? Any final questions before we wrap it up? Because I want to make sure that we try to go as thoroughly as possible on this topic while we got you here. I know you're a busy man, Zoo. You launching the shoes. Hold them shoes up because they need to see them. They need to see them. Them is saucy right there.
The shoes, the box, moving with aggression. Yeah. That's the main thing. Consistently move with aggression. Anything you do.
Just waiting to see if we got any more questions before we start wrapping up here. Yeah, I know it's a little bit of a delay. Somebody told me that last week. They said it'd be lagging. It's a little bit of a delay. But if y'all don't have any more questions, you want to go to final thoughts? All right. Zoo, what's your final thoughts? Oh, wrong one. I'm learning. All right. Yeah, Zoo, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts.
Just your final thoughts. Anything you want to leave the audience with?
The main thing with final thoughts, what I got to say is mainly just consistently keep going after your dreams. Whatever it is, just go for it. And don't worry about what people are saying about you. Just keep going for your goals. Keep pushing, keep growing. And keep going within first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My final thoughts is like, key thing I guess I'm a key in on is like just working on your personal self so that way, whatever business you start, it thrives. And getting around the right people, it'll speed it up for you, partnering with people. Becoming a person that a person would want to partner with. Because just because you want to start a business don't mean nobody want to work with your ass. And you know, becoming a good person, becoming just the type of person that's gonna run it up. You know, and those are my final thoughts.
And the biggest thing is keep God first.
Come on, man.
In everything you do, whatever higher power
Big God.
you want to mention, whatever Buddha, just keep God first. Keep the higher power first before you do anything. That's the main thing that really changed everything I do.
Keep playing.
I stopped trying to do it my way and start doing it his way. But that's another podcast.
I told him I'm just going to MC in churches.
Yeah.
My final thoughts are basically just see yourself as one of these people. See yourself as one of these people. I know at the beginning it can seem like this shit is just overwhelming and it's too much to learn. It's too much to the people that you see are just larger than life. But you got to see yourself that way, because the only way you're ever going to be that way is if you see yourself that way. So the reason we bring people on here and have as candid of conversations as we can, so you can see that this is something that you could possibly do. These are people who are no different from you. They've just put in the time, put in the effort, and you're seeing their mindsets, how they think. And one thing I know is like causes create like results. So if you can adopt the similar mindsets, you can produce the similar results. So pay attention to how the people think who are successful as we bring more and more people. I appreciate Zoo for coming on. So I guess with that being said, that's my final thoughts. Zoo, you want to tell them where they can find you or learn more about Zoomania?
Hey, y'all can go shop with me at zoomania.stores. Also, y'all can follow me on Instagram at long_live_zoo. You can also find my brand page at ZoomaniaBrands. Tap in with me, man. I'm just here to help you, man. I also do one-on-one mentors, graphic design. If you need a business logo, t-shirt design, I'm here to help. Any tips or any gems that I can give to you, just DM me. I'm not one of those who just gonna read your message and just scroll down. Don't be afraid to ask me. But I just appreciate y'all too having me on Mama House to Penthouse.
For coming, bro.
I'm grateful to be here, man. I just grateful for all our success in the future, man.
For sure. And make sure all the stuff that he's talking about is in the description too, right? Do you want to tell them where to find you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Zoo, I appreciate you for pulling up, man. Big Mama's House of Penthouse, man. Y'all share this episode. Y'all tap in with myself, Country Cowboy with 2 Ys.com, www.countrycowboy.com. Head over to cowboy.com. You can see the movie that we put together. Underneath it, we have all of the social media handles, so you can go to any social media platform you want to find me on. We have the Cowboy Bundle that's available, so make sure that you tap into the Cowboy Bundle. The influencer is inside of the Cowboy Bundle. It's an online course that teaches you the 17 immutable laws of influence. This is something that you can pick up and put inside of your family, so that way your little cousins will respect you more. This ain't got nothing to do with no social media followers. You can also use it if you want to blow the fuck up on that hoe too. So get this online platform. Get the bundle, because that's really gonna, amp you up.
They fixing credit in there too.
I wasn't done.
Oh, my bad.
I was finna DIY they ass. If you don't know, because I ain't know this shit, I ain't finna act like I knew. You can fix your own credit. I have a book. Yes.
What?
You can fix your own credit.
Cowboy, tell me more.
It's a Cowboy got a DIY credit booklet in the Cowboy Bundle that you're going to get with the influencer. So after you figure out how you can blow yourself up.
You bullshit.
No. When they told me that, I was like, oh, you can fix your dick. What? Man, I got to fix my credit. We going to, listen, all you got to do is get the Cowboy Bundle, because also the fitness book in there too. If you want to look good, you feel good, you do good. Go to cowboy.com and do what you can, because we will.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Princeton Hicks on everything. PrincetonHicks, PrincetonHicks.com. That's everything. Social media handles, everything. Also, we about to launch the Massive Action Mentoring Program, which is basically we taking people and showing them step by step how to build the ideal lifestyle they want. This is something that we're very proud. We've been working on for a while. We got exercises in there and special specific trainings, because we got courses. I'm going to talk about the courses in just a second. You can go get Massive Action Biz right now on PrincetonHicks.com. $7 course that's going to run you through the ins and outs of business, get you started really quickly. How to start a business in 30 days. Me, all my business friends, we're teaching you business. This is like a 50-video course that goes in depth on everything from how to brand, how to market, how to build the following, how to do stuff that Zoo is talking about. You get what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. We even mentioned you in the course, right? A lot of my friends are in there teaching you how to be successful. But I'm excited about this massive action mentoring. If you want to be some of the first people to go through it, make sure to find us, reach out to us on social media, reach out to us everywhere, because we're going to be doing everything that we can to help you create a future where you are in control. One of my biggest goals, y'all, is to help create 1 million seven-figure businesses over the next 25 years, and I want you to be one of them. So tap into all the products, all the courses, everything that we got going on, because we're going to get this done. We're going to make sure that you got everything you need. So you like, yeah, I'm bossed up. I'm traveling the world. I got the relationships I want the lifestyle. I'm able to do this for my mom. You want to buy your mom a house? I want to help you do that, right? I want to help you get everything you want. So make sure you tap in. If you're interested in Massive Action Mentoring, find us. Hit me on social media. Email us at support@thecentiverse.com. Just do whatever you need to do to get around the right people and get into this. We're building a network so you can get around the right people and do that today. Years of experience just so you can get what you need. So with that being said, we had a great show. Zoo, appreciate you for coming out, bro. This was an amazing one. This was one for the books. D, Zoo, you got anything to say before we go?
I know, man. That's all, man. I'm just grateful for both of you guys, man.
D, you got anything to say?
Sarate.
And we are.
I came up from nothing, started from the bottom. I see it with a clear eye. So I hustle.
Mama's house to penthouse. Yeah.